want each and every one of you to know is that you have chosen very specific environments and very specific qualities and very specific gifts and talents, very specific quirks to associate with this human avatar self so that you could have the experience that you were desiring to have, so that you could express yourself, your soul energy in the ways that you wanted to express, so that you could evolve in the ways that you desired to evolve in this lifetime. You all have a tendency, let's put it this way, of comparing yourself to those around you, comparing everything about you, your body, your mind, your life situation. And so what arises when you are in that habitual pattern of comparing yourself is that you forget the beauty that is inherent within the uniqueness that is you, or within the uniqueness that is in this human avatar or in this human construct. You have chosen on purpose to be different because you wanted to have an experience that was completely unique. And what's also true is that your soul carries a very unique, individualized soul signature. In other words, each and every one of you is an emanation of source energy, but you are a unique emanation. You are different. And that is what makes you beautiful. That is what makes you a work of art. So in this moment, take a very deep breath. As you exhale, release and relax and soften. And we'd ask you to start to feel into your unique self, feel into your uniqueness, feel into the uniqueness that is your human avatar, and even the uniqueness that is your soul signature. And we'd like to ask you to start to honor that uniqueness. Really notice it as beautiful. Notice it as important. In other words, it's important that you tune in to who you truly are and express that uniqueness. Really feel that, and really feel in this moment the freedom of honoring your uniqueness and not needing to be like anyone around you. Understanding that your uniqueness is perfect and that you are here to be unique. And so if you are comparing yourself or trying to be like someone else, then you are not living that fullest expression of your true self because you are mimicking someone around you. Now, the reason this occurs is because, again, many of you hold these limited ideas, these limiting mental constructs of who you need to be in the world, what you quote unquote should do. These are programs that are conditioned into you at a young age, and you live from those programs. In other words, you make decisions and take actions from those programs until you realize that they are inherently limited, that perhaps they are blocking your fullest expression. And again, nothing has gone wrong. No time has been lost. Remember, you're eternal, so there's no lost time. But when you wake up from that realization, or you wake up from that conditioning, let's put it that way, and you realize that you are feeling constrained or limited, or you don't feel 100% authentic, then the path is to find your way back to yourself, recognize who it is you truly are at the deepest level, start to feel into that uniqueness, also witness your human construct or your human avatar. Witness those unique qualities or that unique story that is that incarnation. That is equally as important as your unique soul signature. And then ask yourself this question: how does my soul wish to express through this human form in this lifetime? What does it want to experience? What does it want to express? How does it wish to evolve? Take a very deep breath. As you exhale, just start to feel who you are once again beyond this form, beyond this physicality, beyond this construct, beyond this avatar. Feel who you are. Feel the presence of your true self or your higher self right there in the room with you. Start to feel that presence, that power, that energy, that life force. Perhaps you wish to start to focus in on your heart center. This is where it resides in terms of your physicality or your energy body. It is your heart center where you can most strongly feel the presence of your true self or your soul self. It is the heart center where you can most strongly feel it guiding you, directing you, supporting you. Remember that this avatar or this construct is not your identity. It's the way in which you are experiencing and expressing. So who are you then? Feel your true identity. Feel that energy, that presence, that aliveness, that life force, that divinity. And then as you are witnessing or recognizing it there within your heart center, have a sense of it starting to radiate or emanate outwards through your physicality, through your avatar, through your construct. We've said this many times before. It's as if your physicality starts to become transparent, just like a light bulb. And then that true self, or that light that you are, starts to radiate just like a sun from your chest outwards in all directions. So just see in this moment if you can have a sense of that true identity self broadcasting, radiating, emanating outwards just like a sun or a star. And you're having that sense of radiance. And this is what we mean by expressing through your human avatar. And just notice how that experience shifts your state. You may notice that you start to feel differently. You may notice that you start to detach from the frequency or the resonance of the mind. In other words, that rumination of the mind starts to soften, and instead of your attention being focused on that frequency of mind, it's as if you have turned the radio dial and you are now tuned into the frequency of your soul or your heart.